नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर्गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणम। Hare Krishna. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we have successfully finished 31 slokas in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That is Viswarupa, the universal form. From the sloka number 15 to 30, we have very clearly understood about how Krishna's universal form looks like. So, we need to understand, in this material world, we are all dying. We are all actually getting aged. So, getting old. We are all getting old. So, as Arjuna saw in Krishna's universal form, all the people, Naraloka Veera, all the people, everyone in this world, Lokara. So, they are all rushing very fast into Krishna's universal form, the mouths of the universal form, Viswarupa. So, if we look at the big picture in this world, there are so many people are dying every day. Everywhere. People are dying all the time. And they're all rushing fast into the universal forms, that is Viswarupa's mouths, which are wide open. So, Bhaktrani, Tvaramana Visanti. So they are rushing very fast. Yata nadinam bhagavombu vegaga samudramevapi mukhadravanti visanti nasaya naraloka veera tavapi vaktrani abhivijvalanti. So, like the rivers are entering into the ocean, so similarly, everyone is entering into Krishna's mouth. So that way, if you look at the big picture, so everyone is rushing. So we are all dying. So our bodies are all getting destroyed. But we are the soul. We are not the body, we are the soul. That we understand very clearly from Bhagavad Gita. But we need to understand that our bodies are changing. We may think that for example, everyone, we have come from our mother, our body. When we took birth in this world, so our body was actually produced in the mother's womb. And then when we come out, if we actually understand from the science of Bhagavad Gita and the science of this modern medical knowledge, medical science, the body which produced our body at the child, that is our mother's body and our body. at the time of birth. Even though we may now have the relationship like mother and son or daughter, all such things. But bodily wise, if you think about the body, so when the mother gave birth, the body mother had and the body what we had, that is totally different now, completely different. That's what we need to know. So only the soul was inside the mother's womb with their body and came with their body, and now it is growing. So that way this body is changing all the time. So still at this age also we will feel love with our mother. We actually have that motherly affection relationship. Mother treats the child as the child only all the time. But we need to understand one thing very, very clearly from the science of Bhagavad Gita, that the bodies are completely different. The mother's body and the children's body, everything is completely different. That is the science of Bhagavad Gita. So totally bodies have been changed completely, and we don't lament for any such thing in this way. So similarly at the time of death, we are changing into another body. That's it. So if you look at the big picture as the soul, we are not the body, we are the soul. The soul's body, the soul is forced to accept this material body, and we are in this material body, and this material body is always changing all the time. But the soul inside this body never changes. Na satto vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataka, ubayorapi drishtvontaka, tvanayos tattva darshibhigi. So, asattaka vidyate na bhavo. In the second chapter, sloka number 16, Krishna is teaching us that asattaka vidyate na bhavo. So the body, which is temporary, so it has no endurance, it has no permanent thing. It is not permanent. The body which is not real is not permanent. That's what asattaka vidyate na bhavo. Na abhavo vidyate sataka. Whereas the soul, which is sataka, which is permanent. So it is always there, which is real. The soul is real, which is always there. So this matter is Prakriti, matter is coming from Prakriti, and the soul is a para Prakriti. So the matter always changes. It's all bonds. We understand from our chemistry knowledge, we understand very well there are different kinds of bonds, like covalent bond, ionic bond, all kinds of bonds. Ionic compounds have ionic bonds, and then covalent bonds, and hydrogen bonds, everything, metallic bonds, all those things are all different bonds. The matter is coming together, the atoms are coming, the elements are coming together, and they are becoming molecules and all such things. Then they come together, and then they will become like our like protein and everything, whatever is needed. All the building blocks for protein and everything, the amino acids basically. So there are 20 essential amino acids are there. So all these 20 essential amino acids, mainly carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, these are all our amino acid is made up of. Oxygen. So that's what carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. So this is what is mainly our amino acids. There are 20 amino acids. So our proteins is made up of those amino acids, and there is bonds between these amino acids, what you call it as peptide bonds. So it's all chemistry I'm talking about. But it's all bonds. So if everything is made up of bonds, that's what we need to understand. Similarly, for our DNA, RNA and all, we have got what is known as nucleotides. So that's also made up of the same thing, ribosome and all these things. So we need to understand that, and of course phosphorus, everything. So we need to understand that our body is made up of matter, and we are not this body, and we are the soul. So that way, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it's very, very clear that we actually or we don't belong to this material world, which is everything is made up of matter. There is no, there is there is no point in ourselves aiming for a permanent life in this world, which is not going to happen. Which is not going to happen. Everybody is dying. This earth itself will die. This earth itself will be destroyed one day. So that's what we need to understand. This earth itself will be gone. So with that knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, if we get this knowledge fully, if we understand this science very well, so when we know very clearly that we are not the body, we are the soul, so then we can do everything for Krishna with the knowledge that Krishna is the super soul. He is seated in our heart, and Krishna is all the time with us, and we are permanently related to Krishna, and we should do everything, each and every activity only in relationship with Krishna. That's it. Because all other material relationships in this world, everything is temporary. Everything, our relationships, everything, whatever relationship we have in this material world, it's also temporary. Everything is simply a matter of time. That's it. Time comes, everything is destroyed. That's it. So it's all created as a function of time. So the body comes into existence. So then it grows. It produces some byproducts. It stays for some time. It grows and stays for some time. It produces some byproducts. Then it dwindles and then vanishes. That's it. So there won't be any trace that we existed. Our body is completely destroyed. When we die, either it will be burned to ashes, or when we are buried, it will just get decomposed into the earth. That's it. So that's what we need to understand. That is the knowledge we are getting from Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is teaching us. Krishna is teaching us clearly that you realize that you are not this body. You realize that you are the soul. You are Atma. And you also realize that you are of my nature, my Amsa. Mamaiva Amsa. Mamaiva Amsa means you are of my nature. So then why are you struggling in this material world? That's what Krishna is asking us. Manasastani indriyani prakritistani kasati. Why we need to struggle in this prakriti? Prakritistani, in this material world. Why under the control of the three modes of material nature we need to struggle? That is the question an intelligent person will ask. We need to find solution for this problem, our struggle in this material world. That's what is very, very important. We need to find solution. We are all struggling, suffering in this material world. That's what we need to understand, and we need to find solution for this problem. And that solution is given only in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us very clearly how to act, what to do, so that we can get out of this struggle permanently. We don't have to come back again and struggle and suffer in this material world. So, if we take this knowledge very seriously, if we, in our life, in every day, in each and every activity, if we apply this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, so then we will be doing things in the right way. That means we won't be binding ourselves with this material world. But if we don't have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, we will keep binding ourselves in this material world, and our bondage becomes very, very strong, and then we will keep coming back to this temporary miserable world, and we will keep on taking repeated birth, many different types of bodies, and then get old, get diseased, and then die, and then keep repeating. That's what happens in this material. So only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita we can actually free ourselves from this material bondage. That's what Krishna is teaching us very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. So we need to understand. We need to understand this Bhagavad Gita fully. We have got that opportunity to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. We are very, very fortunate. We are extremely fortunate. Lord Sri Krishna is showering His mercy upon us. That's why we are continuously, day by day, every day, we are able to study, understand, and we are able to progress We're able to understand this complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita as it is, the way Krishna taught us. That's the main thing. The way Krishna wanted us to understand without any adulteration, without any change. We are exactly understanding the way Krishna taught us. That's why this is Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are studying. By Krishna's mercy, we are studying and we need to understand. And the more and more we study and understand the entire Bhagavad Gita, so then we will be able to use this knowledge in our life. For example, a doctor. When a doctor goes to med school, before the doctor doesn't know anything about the body, nothing. What medicine to give, what to do. But when the doctor studies, of course, to become a doctor, one has to study for many years, and one has to really study very hard, work very hard. It's not very easy. And then you understand about the body, how it works, all the organs, all the systems in our body, all our physiology, anatomy, everything, and then pathology, all kinds of pharmacology, thisology, thatology, everything you study and understand how everything works in our body. And then if any disease comes, you are able to treat. So like that, we need to study this Bhagavad Gita and again, just only one book, only 18 chapters, only 700 slokas. We need to keep studying again and again all these slokas and understand everything. Because the intricacies of action is very difficult to understand. Gahana karmano gati. But Krishna is teaching us that I will teach you. I am explaining to you. Pravakshami. So then you understand and then follow. So Krishna is teaching us. Krishna is giving us this knowledge. So if we just study this Bhagavad Gita and understand everything, then by Krishna's causeless mercy, then we can actually solve our problems. The problems what we are facing. We are struggling and suffering in this material world, temporary life. All these problems can at once be completely solved just by understanding this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. That way we can become spiritual doctors. That way we understand. We understand we are not the body, we are the soul. And we can also understand from Bhagavad Gita how to maintain our body. Sarira yatra pichate na prasiddhayat akarmanaga. So having obtained this sarira, we have to maintain our body. So we have to act. At least to maintain our body, one has to act. Nahi tega brita sakyam tyaktum karmani asesataka. Having got this deha, this body, we cannot give up our activities completely. But with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we will know what to do, how to act, what is our duty. Everything we know very well. So that way, we can act in such a way that we can free ourselves from the results, free from ourselves from the bondage, this material bondage. So that way, we can actually go to Krishna's well with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That's what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So we need to get this knowledge fully. We are getting by Krishna's causeless mercy and then apply this knowledge fully. So now in the 11th chapter, Arjuna is finally asking Krishna, after explaining what he saw in Krishna's universal form in Viswarupa, we understood from the sloka number 15 to 31, 15 to 30, 16 slokas, we understood very clearly. And then Arjuna is asking Krishna, actually in the sloka number 31, Arjuna is asking, actually, Akyagi me ko bhavan ugra rupa devavara prasid namostu te devavara prasida. Akyagi me ko bhavan ugra rupo namostu te devavara prasida. Vijñātumiccāmi bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. I want to know, who are you? Ko Bhavan. Ko Bhavan means who are you? Akyahi me. Please explain to me. Akyahi me. Ko Bhavan Ugra Rupo. Oh Ugra Rupo. Oh fierce of form. You please explain to me, who are you? Akyahi me. Ko Bhavan Ugra Rupo. Namostute Deva Vara Prasita. I offer my obeisances unto you. You please be gracious unto me. This is Namostute Deva Vara Prasita. Vijñātum iccāmi bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrityum. I want to know what your mission is, because I don't know what your mission is. I want to know why you came here, because I don't know what your mission is. So that's what Arjuna asked. Now, in this sloka number 32, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna said that Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravrittaha Rite Pitvam Nabhavishyanti Sarve Yevastitaga Pratyanikeshu Yodaga. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, I am the time, Kalo Asmi, Kalosmi, I am the time, Lokakshayat Krit Pravritto, the destroyer of this world, the great destroyer of this world, Pravritto, the great destroyer of this world. I am the time, the great destroyer of this world. Kalosmi Lokakshayat Krit Pravritto, Lokan Samahattum Iha Pravrittaham. I've come here to destroy all the people in this world. That's what Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravrittaham. So I am the time, the destroyer of the worlds, the great destroyer of the worlds. So I have come here to destroy all the people in this world. Rithe Pitvam, without you, except you. Rithe Pitvam Nabhavishyanti Sarve. Yevastita Pratyanikeshu Yodaga. Pratyanikeshu means in both the armies. Pratyani. In both the armies, many people will get killed here. So they are getting killed. Because Krishna is saying that I am the destroyer. So we need to understand that we all will get killed. Every one of us will get killed. That's what we need to do. Nobody can escape from death. Because we have got temporary miserable body. So we are going to die. But already in the 8th chapter we studied, Krishna told us very clearly, if you can remember me at the time of death, then you can come to me. That's what we need to know. We are going to die. We are going to lose this body. We are going to lose this life. We are going to lose everything in this material world. But we should gain Krishna. That's what is very important. We should go to Krishna. So that we should not come back again to get another temporary miserable life, another temporary miserable body. That's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very important. We have to apply this Bhagavad Gita knowledge in our life. So we need to plan our life using this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We should plan our activities in our life based on this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Because this time is very limited. So we need to effectively make use of all the available time in this human body. We have got this body. We have come to this world. We have this material body. We have this human body. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we also have got the opportunity to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. So now we need to fully utilize this opportunity and study, understand and serve Krishna and connect with Krishna and understand, realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and do everything only for Krishna's satisfaction with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that means just go and distribute this Bhagavad Gita, spread this message, make lots of Krishna's devotees everywhere. So that way we will always be connected with Krishna. We will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. Then we can go to Krishna. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 32 slokas in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.